This audiobook unveils the hidden laws of abundance preserved through centuries of sacred teachings. You'll discover how great masters aligned with the universe to manifest infinite wealth and prosperity. These timeless secrets are now yours to unlock. Step into the flow of abundance that has always been waiting for you. Secret Knowledge. Introduction. In the depths of time, across the scattered corners of civilization, there existed a knowledge so powerful that those who possessed it guarded it with utmost vigilance. This wisdom, passed down through whispered words and carefully preserved manuscripts, held the keys to unlocking the infinite abundance of the universe. You stand now at the threshold of revelation, where the ancient veils that have shrouded these sacred teachings begin to part. Through the ages, great masters and illuminated souls have understood and wielded these universal principles of prosperity, manifesting riches beyond measure, while leaving subtle clues for those ready to receive this transformative knowledge. The universe operates through immutable laws, as constant as the rising sun and as reliable as the changing seasons. These laws of abundance have always existed, governing the flow of prosperity with the same unwavering precision that guides the stars in their celestial dance. They have shaped the fortunes of merchants and monarchs, sages and scholars, remaining hidden in plain sight, waiting for those with eyes to see and hearts prepared to understand. This wisdom transcends the mere accumulation of material wealth. It speaks to a deeper truth, the natural state of abundance that flows through all creation. Just as a seed contains within it the blueprint of a mighty tree, you carry within yourself the divine potential for unlimited prosperity. The teachings you are about to encounter have been preserved through countless generations, protected by those who recognize their profound power. These are not mere theories or fleeting strategies, but eternal principles that have weathered the tests of time. They have been whispered in temples of ancient wisdom, encoded in sacred texts, and passed down through unbroken lines of masters who understood their transformative potential. Now, as you turn these pages, you join an ancient lineage of seekers who have ventured beyond the veil of ordinary existence to grasp the true nature of abundance. The universe has guided you to this moment, for when the student is ready, the teachings appear. Let your heart be open as these timeless secrets unfold before you, for in these pages lie the keys to unlocking the vast reservoirs of prosperity that have always existed within your reach. The journey ahead will transform not only your understanding of wealth, but your very relationship with the abundant universe itself. These teachings come to you now, not by chance, but because you have been called to receive them. The time has come for these ancient principles to be revealed anew, awakening in you the dormant power to manifest the prosperity that is your divine birthright. Part 1. Awakening to Wealth. Chapter 1. The Forgotten Law. In the heart of an ancient valley, nestled between towering mountains, lay the prosperous city of Aurelia. The citizens of this forgotten civilization understood a truth that time has obscured. Wealth flows not from toil alone, but from harmony with the universe's endless abundance. Among the Aurelians lived a wise woman named Thara, keeper of the sacred knowledge. Each morning, she would ascend to the Temple of Golden Light, where she practiced the art of resonance with universal abundance. The Aurelians prospered not through conquest or commerce, but through their understanding that wealth existed as energy, waiting to be called forth through alignment with divine laws. As centuries passed, this wisdom faded into myth, until only whispers remained of the civilization that had mastered the art of manifesting abundance. Yet the universe ensures its treasured teachings resurface when humanity most needs them. Such was the case with Sarah, who worked endless hours at her small bookstore, struggling to keep the lights on. One night, while organizing ancient texts in the store's basement, she discovered a weathered manuscript. Its pages spoke of the Aurelian practice of abundance alignment. Initially skeptical, Sarah began experimenting with the teachings. Each morning before sunrise, she would sit in silence, allowing her energy to attune to the frequency of abundance, just as the Aurelians had done. Gradually, subtle shifts occurred. New opportunities appeared. Customers who shared her passion for rare books found their way to her store. Resources she needed manifested at precisely the right moments. Within months, her bookstore transformed from a struggling venture into a thriving sanctuary of wisdom, much like the temples of Aurelia. Sarah had rediscovered what the ancients knew. Abundance is not created through force, but through alignment with the natural flow of universal energy. The wisdom of the Aurelians lives on, waiting to be awakened within you. Through the following practice, passed down through generations, you too can align with the infinite stream of abundance. Find a quiet space as dawn approaches. Sit comfortably with your spine straight, palms facing upward. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to settle into stillness. Visualize a golden light like the rays of the rising sun flowing down from above. Feel this light of abundance entering through your crown, filling your entire being with its radiant energy. As you breathe, silently repeat, "I am one with the infinite abundance of the universe. As I align with this truth, prosperity flows naturally through me." Maintain this practice for several minutes, allowing yourself to resonate with the frequency of abundance. Complete the meditation by placing your hands over your heart, acknowledging the connection you've established with the eternal flow of universal wealth. Chapter 2. Clearing the Path. In the mists of time there lived a wise elder named Karim, who dwelt in solitude among the peaks of ancient mountains. Travelers would seek his counsel, speaking of a legendary valley filled with gold that lay beyond a great wall of fallen rock. Many had tried to clear the pass, yet their efforts proved futile. Karim observed how the desperate seekers attacked the blockage with picks and shovels, their frustration mounting with each failed attempt. One morning he approached the rockfall and placed his hand upon the stones. Instead of forcing his way through, he studied the natural patterns of the mountain itself. "The path of abundance," he said softly, "reveals itself not to those who fight against nature, but to those who understand its flow." With patient wisdom, Karim identified the keystone that held the entire blockage in place. With one gentle push, guided by understanding rather than force, the rocks began to shift. The entire wall crumbled away, revealing not just the path to the Valley of Gold, but also several hidden springs of pure water, a treasure far more valuable in the mountain realm. This ancient wisdom echoes through time to touch the life of Michael, whose prosperity remained blocked despite his relentless efforts. Like those who attacked the mountain pass with brute force, Michael struggled against his financial barriers, working longer hours, taking on more responsibilities, yet finding himself trapped in the same patterns of lack. Just as Karim understood the mountain's natural flow, you must recognize that your financial blockages are not solid walls to be attacked, but patterns of energy waiting to be released. These barriers, built from past experiences, inherited beliefs, and forgotten wounds, respond not to force, but to understanding. The following practice, preserved through generations, will guide you in clearing these ancient blockages. Settle into a peaceful space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to expand. Envision yourself standing before a wall of golden light. This wall represents all that stands between you and abundant flow. As you breathe, notice the texture and feel of this barrier. Without judgment, observe the beliefs, fears, and past experiences that form its structure. Now imagine your breath becoming a gentle stream of pure light. With each exhale, this light touches the wall, dissolving layers of old pain, outdated beliefs, and inherited patterns around money. Feel the resistance softening, transforming, releasing its hold. As the wall dissolves, witness the endless stream of abundance that has always existed behind it, waiting patiently for this moment of recognition. Complete this practice by allowing the golden flow to move through you freely, knowing that as you release internal blockages, external abundance naturally follows. Like the hidden springs revealed in Kareem's tale, you may discover that the greatest treasures come not from forcing your way forward, but from allowing natural abundance to flow through the spaces you have cleared. Chapter 3. Wealth Visualization. In the shadows of a humble dwelling lived Sophia, a painter whose canvas remained blank for many moons. Though her hands held the finest brushes and richest pigments, something kept her from creating the masterpiece that stirred within her soul. Each morning she would sit before the empty canvas, paralyzed by doubt. Until one dawn, when the first rays of sunlight streamed through her window, Sophia closed her eyes and allowed her mind to wander into the realm of pure possibility. In this sacred space of imagination, she saw her painting in perfect detail, every stroke, every hue, every shadow dancing with light. For hours, she held this vision, letting it become more real with each breath. When at last she opened her eyes, her hands moved as if guided by an unseen force. The painting that emerged matched exactly what she had seen in her mind's eye, as though it had always existed, and she merely unveiled it. This truth extends beyond the realm of art. What you envision with clarity in your mind's eye must manifest in your physical reality. The universe responds to the pictures you hold in your consciousness, bringing forth that which you visualize with unwavering faith. Thomas, a merchant who struggled to make ends meet, discovered this wisdom through an ancient scroll. Each night he would sit in silence, crafting detailed images of prosperity in his mind. He saw himself serving countless customers, his shelves abundant with goods, gold coins flowing freely through his hands. He felt the weight of success, tasted its sweetness, heard the joyful sounds of a thriving business. Within months, his small shop transformed into exactly what he had envisioned. When asked about his sudden success, Thomas simply smiled and said, "I saw it clearly first within, and the outer world reshaped itself to match my vision." To activate this timeless principle in your own life, practice this sacred visualization. Find a quiet space where you can remain undisturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your mind to still itself. Now, begin to craft a vivid picture of your desired prosperity. See yourself surrounded by abundance in all its forms. Notice the details, the texture of fine fabrics against your skin, the warmth of the sun on your face as you walk through your beautiful garden, the feeling of complete financial freedom flowing through your being. Engage all your senses in this vision. Hear the sounds of success, perhaps the gentle fountain in your courtyard, or the satisfied voices of those you help through your prosperity. Feel the emotions of having already achieved your desires, the deep peace, the joy, the gratitude. Let these feelings fill every cell of your body. Hold this vision until it feels more real than your current circumstances. Know that just as Sophia's painting existed first in her mind, before manifesting on canvas, your prosperity already exists, in the realm of pure potential, waiting for your clear vision to call it forth. Chapter 4. The Energy of Money. In a valley nestled between ancient mountains, there lived a village where scarcity had taken root. The people worked tirelessly, yet prosperity remained elusive, like water slipping through cupped hands. Beyond the mountain peaks flowed a mighty river, carrying abundance to distant lands, while this humble village thirsted for its blessings. One wise elder in the village spent countless nights observing the stars, listening to the whispers of the wind. Through deep communion with the universe, she understood that abundance, like water, follows the path of least resistance. Each evening she gathered the villagers, teaching them to align their thoughts and actions with the natural flow of prosperity. Together they began clearing stones from a dried riverbed that led to their village, not with physical tools, but with their unified intention and unwavering faith. As their energy shifted, so too did the course of the great river. One morning, the villagers awoke to find a stream of crystal-clear water flowing through their valley. With time, this stream grew stronger, bringing life, abundance, and prosperity to all who dwelled there. Just as the river found its new course, so too does the energy of wealth seek those who align themselves with its natural flow. You see, money is but energy in motion, seeking channels through which it can flow and multiply. This truth was discovered by Marcus, a merchant who once viewed money as his adversary. Each transaction filled him with dread. Each coin spent brought anxiety. Until one day, while walking through the marketplace, he observed how freely coins passed from hand to hand, like a dance of energy between willing partners. Marcus began to shift his relationship with this energy. He blessed each coin that left his possession, knowing it would return multiplied. He welcomed wealth with gratitude, treating it as an honored guest rather than a fleeting stranger. As his energy aligned with the flow of abundance, his fortunes transformed, much like the village that learned to guide the river's course. To align yourself with this sacred flow of prosperity, practice this ancient ritual of energetic attunement. Each morning as the sun rises, find a quiet moment. Place a coin or bill in your palm. Feel its energy connecting with your own. Speak these words with conviction, letting them resonate through your being. I am one with the endless flow of abundance. Like a river finding its true course, wealth moves naturally through my life. I welcome prosperity in all its forms. As I give, so I receive, multiplied by the infinite wisdom of the universe. My energy aligns perfectly with the current of divine abundance. I am a worthy channel through which wealth flows freely, blessing all it touches. Repeat this practice as the sun sets, completing the cycle of energy. Let these words sink deep into your consciousness, transforming your relationship with the flow of prosperity. Just as the village learned to guide the river's course through their unified intention, you too can direct the flow of abundance through your aligned energy. Chapter 5. The Alchemy of Desire. In the shadows of an ancient citadel, there dwelled an alchemist named Thaddeus, who understood a truth deeper than the physical transformation of metals. Within his candlelit chamber, surrounded by manuscripts yellowed with time, he worked not with common lead, but with the raw essence of desire itself. Night after night you would have found him bent over his workbench, his hands hovering above crude lumps of lead. Yet his true focus lay not on the metal before him, but on the invisible forces that govern all transformation. Through years of study, Thaddeus had discovered that the same universal law that could transmute base metals into gold could transform raw desire into manifest wealth. The secret, as you shall now learn, lies not in the physical substance, but in the focused power of pure intention. Just as Thaddeus learned to distill his desire into a concentrated force, you too possess this inherent ability to transform your deepest longings into tangible reality. This ancient wisdom found its echo in the life of Sarah Chen, whose story mirrors the alchemist's truth in our time. Sarah carried within her heart a burning desire to create healing sanctuaries where people could reconnect with their inner wisdom. For years, this remained merely a dream, like lead waiting to be transformed. Through unwavering focus and dedication to her vision, Sarah began the process of transformation. She understood, as Thaddeus did, that desire alone was not enough. It must be refined, purified, and concentrated through consistent attention and aligned action. Each day, she devoted time to clarifying her vision, allowing it to become more precise and powerful. Just as the alchemist's lead gradually took on the luster of gold, Sarah's focused desire began manifesting in the physical world. First came a small studio, then a larger space, and finally, a network of wellness centers that transformed countless lives. Her raw desire had been transmuted into golden reality through the ancient art of focused intention. To harness this alchemical power yourself, engage in this sacred practice of desire refinement. Take a moment each evening as the world grows quiet. Light a candle symbolizing the transformative fire of focused intention. With pen in hand, open your heart to the following contemplation. Write freely about your deepest desires for abundance, allowing your words to flow without judgment. Then, read what you have written and distill it to its purest essence. What lies at the core of your desire? What is the gold hidden within the lead of your initial thoughts? Now write this refined desire in a single, powerful statement. Feel its resonance in your body, your breath, your being. Let this statement become a focal point for your energy, a catalyst for transformation. Close your practice by placing your hand over your written words and speaking them aloud 3 times, each time with increasing conviction. Feel the alchemical power of your focused desire beginning its work of transformation. Just as surely as Thaddeus transformed lead into gold, and Sarah transformed her dream into reality. Chapter 6. Synchronicity and Signs. In the annals of time there lived a wanderer named Karim who understood the language of signs. Through sun-scorched valleys and wind-swept peaks, he journeyed with nothing but his faith in the universe's guidance. Each morning he would notice which way the birds flew, how the morning dew settled on leaves, and what patterns the clouds painted across the azure sky. You too possess this innate ability to read the sacred signs that surround you. The universe speaks in whispers of synchronicity, guiding those who learn to listen. One dawn, Karim observed a peculiar formation of stones that seemed to point toward a distant mountain. Most would have dismissed this as mere chance, but he recognized it as the universe's subtle direction. Following this sign led him to a stream where gold nuggets gleamed beneath the crystal waters. Each step of his journey had been marked by such divine indicators, a recurring number, a meaningful encounter, or an unexpected detour. This ancient wisdom echoes through time to touch the life of Michael Torres, whose story unfolded in our modern age. Michael, a software developer, began noticing unusual patterns in his daily life. The same investment opportunity appeared 3 times in 1 week, first mentioned by a colleague, then featured in an article he randomly opened, and finally discussed by strangers at his favorite cafe. Where others saw coincidence, Michael recognized the universe's gentle nudging. Acting on these signs, he invested in what would become a revolutionary technology startup. His attention to synchronicity transformed his financial destiny, just as Kareem's awareness had led him to treasure centuries before. The universe continuously broadcasts these signals of opportunity in your life. They appear as recurring themes, chance encounters, or persistent thoughts that refuse to fade. These are not mere coincidences, but cosmic coordinates guiding you toward abundance. To attune yourself to these divine signals, practice this sacred ritual of awareness. Each evening, find a quiet moment with your journal. Create a sacred space by lighting a candle or burning incense. Begin by writing down every unusual occurrence, repeated pattern, or striking coincidence you notice throughout your day. Pay special attention to anything related to money, business, or opportunity. Next, examine these occurrences with your inner eye. Which ones stir something deep within you? What messages might they carry? Record any insights that arise, allowing your intuition to guide your interpretation. Finally, close your eyes and ask the universe to clarify its messages to you. Sit in receptive silence for several minutes, allowing wisdom to emerge. Write down any additional insights that come through during this communion. End your practice by expressing gratitude for the guidance you receive, whether clear or subtle. Remember, just as Kareem and Michael discovered, the path to abundance reveals itself through signs to those who cultivate the wisdom to perceive them. Chapter 7. Spiritual Investments. In the fertile valleys of an ancient land there lived a farmer named Ibrahim who understood a truth most had forgotten. While other farmers focused solely on physical seeds, Ibrahim knew of spiritual seeds that, when planted with devotion, yielded harvest beyond imagination. Each morning before tending his fields, Ibrahim would sit in meditation, planting seeds of gratitude in the soil of his consciousness. He would visualize golden light flowing through his crops, blessing each plant with divine energy. His neighbors mocked his practices, claiming he wasted precious farming time. Yet as seasons passed, Ibrahim's fields flourished beyond explanation. His crops grew abundantly even in drought, and his fruits carried a sweetness others could not replicate. The secret lay not in his farming techniques, but in the spiritual investment he made each day. You too possess these sacred seeds of prosperity within your consciousness. When you nurture them with devotion, they multiply in ways that transcend ordinary understanding. This timeless wisdom found its echo in the life of Thomas Chen, a corporate executive who pursued wealth through relentless work and strategic planning. Despite his material success, something felt missing until he discovered the power of spiritual investment. Thomas began dedicating the first hour of each day to meditation and inner cultivation. Initially, it seemed counterintuitive to spend precious morning hours in silence rather than checking emails or preparing for meetings, yet gradually he noticed subtle shifts. Creative solutions emerged effortlessly, beneficial opportunities appeared unexpectedly, and his wealth grew with greater ease than ever before. Like Ibrahim's crops, Thomas's success flourished not through additional physical effort, but through the invisible power of spiritual investment. Both men discovered that time invested in spiritual practice returns multiplied abundance in all forms. To plant your own seeds of spiritual prosperity, practice this ancient meditation of abundance. Find a quiet space as dawn breaks. Sit comfortably and imagine your consciousness as fertile soil. With each breath, plant seeds of gratitude for all you currently possess. Visualize these seeds being nourished by golden light from the universe. Feel them taking root in your being. Now, direct your attention to your heart center. Experience it as a spiritual sun, radiating prosperity in all directions. Allow this radiance to touch every aspect of your life, your work, relationships, and material circumstances. Rest in the knowing that as you cultivate your spiritual garden, the universe naturally brings forth abundance in perfect time. Remain in this sacred space for 20 minutes, allowing the seeds of prosperity to germinate in the soil of your consciousness. Trust that, like Ibrahim's miraculous harvest and Thomas's transformed success, your spiritual investment will yield returns beyond measure. Chapter 8. The Money Mindset. In a small village near the mountains lived Hamza, a man of modest means who spent his days gathering firewood to sell in the marketplace. Each evening, he would count his meager earnings and sigh, believing poverty was his destined lot in life. One day, while delivering wood to a wealthy merchant's home, Hamza observed something that would transform his existence. The merchant, though surrounded by opulence, spent his morning hours walking through his garden, touching each flower with reverence and gratitude. "Even the smallest bloom contains the universe's abundance," the merchant would whisper. Intrigued, Hamza began to mirror this practice in his own way. Though his home was simple, he started each day by blessing what he owned. "This cup holds the same water that fills the merchant's golden goblets," he would say. "This blanket offers the same warmth as silk sheets." As Hamza's perception shifted, so did his reality. He noticed opportunities he had overlooked before. The very firewood he gathered could be crafted into beautiful items that wealthy travelers sought. His business grew, and with it, his prosperity flourished. The truth Hamza discovered lies within you now. Your mind shapes the vessel that abundance fills. When you align your thoughts with wealth, wealth naturally flows toward you. This wisdom echoed through time to touch Sarah, a waitress who lived paycheck to paycheck in a bustling city. After years of financial struggle, she discovered ancient writings about the power of wealthy thinking. Instead of seeing herself as someone who served others, she began viewing herself as someone who provided value and joy. Sarah started carrying herself with the dignity of a business owner rather than an employee. She spoke with certainty about her future success. When opportunities arose to invest in a small cafe, she approached them not with fear but with confidence. Within 2 years, Sarah owned 3 successful restaurants. Her transformation began not with external changes, but with an internal shift in how she perceived herself and her relationship with wealth. To cultivate your own wealthy mindset, practice this sacred ritual of transformation. Each morning, stand before a mirror. Look into your eyes and speak words that align with the truth of abundance. Let these words emerge from your heart, carrying the power to reshape your reality. Speak them with the authority of one who knows their worth. I am a magnet for wealth. Money flows to me easily and abundantly. Every action I take multiplies my prosperity. I deserve and accept unlimited abundance. Feel these words vibrate through your being, knowing they carry the same power that transformed Hamza's life and Sarah's destiny. Hold this practice for 7 minutes, allowing each affirmation to take root in your consciousness. Chapter 9. Abundance Affirmations. In the mist-shrouded mountains of ancient times, a humble monk named Wei discovered a collection of sacred chants hidden within crumbling temple walls. These were no ordinary prayers, but powerful phrases that, when spoken with pure intention, could unlock the gates of universal abundance. Each dawn, Wei would ascend to the temple's highest point and intone these mystical words, his voice carrying through the valley below. At first, the villagers paid little attention, continuing their daily struggle against poverty. Yet as weeks passed, subtle changes began to manifest. Merchants started arriving with goods to trade, travelers brought new opportunities, and the once barren fields yielded bountiful harvests. The villagers soon realized that Wei's chants were transforming the very fabric of their reality. weaving threads of prosperity into their lives. They learned that words, when charged with spiritual power, could reshape the physical world. This timeless truth found its way to Anna, a writer whose manuscripts gathered dust in a small apartment. Though her stories touched hearts, publishers repeatedly turned her away. One night, while researching ancient wisdom traditions, she encountered teachings about the power of spoken words. Understanding dawned within her soul. Her words could create more than stories. They could create her reality. Each morning, she began speaking affirmations with the same care she used to craft her narratives. I am a vessel for inspiring stories. My words touch millions of lives. Abundance flows through my creative expression. Within months, a publisher discovered her work. Her first book touched countless souls and opened channels of prosperity she had never imagined possible. Anna's transformation proved that when you align your words with universal truth, the universe conspires to manifest your spoken vision. You now stand at the threshold of this same transformative power. The ancient practice of crafting a wealth-attracting mantra awaits your participation. Find a quiet space where you can connect with your inner wisdom. Let your hand rest upon your heart as you speak these words. In the silence of dawn and dusk, speak your personal mantra 3 times. Let each word resonate with the power of creation itself. Your mantra should feel natural, as if it were carved from the very essence of your being. Begin with I am. Then add words that embody the prosperity you wish to manifest. Speak your mantra with the certainty of one who knows these words are already truth. Hold each vibration in your body until you feel its power coursing through your veins. This is not mere repetition. It is the act of creating your new reality through the sacred power of spoken word. Chapter 10. Rituals of Riches. In ancient times there lived a wise queen named Amara who understood a truth most rulers never grasp. Within her private chambers, as dawn's first light touched the palace walls, she would perform a sacred ritual passed down through generations of her lineage. Each morning, Amara would light 3 candles representing past, present, and future abundance. Before these flames, she would place 3 coins from the kingdom's treasury. With deliberate grace, she moved these coins in precise patterns while speaking words of gratitude for the wealth that flowed through her realm. As the final step, she would touch each coin to her crown, symbolizing the union between material wealth and spiritual wisdom. The kingdom's prosperity grew steadily under her reign. While other rulers sought to expand their territories through conquest, Amara's domain flourished through the power of her daily dedication. Her subjects noticed that in times of drought their wells remained full. During harsh winters, their granaries stayed abundant. The kingdom's wealth multiplied not through force or chance, but through the queen's unwavering commitment to her morning ritual. This ancient wisdom echoes through time to touch the life of Marcus, a technology entrepreneur in the modern age. His startup struggled until he discovered writings about the power of ritual in wealth creation. Inspired, he established his own daily practice. Each morning, before opening his laptop, he would stand by his office window as the city awakened. There he would hold a single coin, his first earned dollar, and visualize the flow of abundance through his company. Within months, Marcus noticed subtle shifts. Client meetings became more productive. Strategic opportunities appeared at precisely the right moments. His team grew more cohesive, and innovations flowed naturally. Like Queen Amara's kingdom, his company's growth stemmed not from aggressive action, but from the power of consistent ritual. You too can harness this timeless power of ritual. Find a quiet space where you will remain undisturbed. Light a candle or open your curtains to let in natural light. Take 3 coins. They need not be precious, for their value lies in their symbolism. Hold them in your cupped hands and feel their weight, their solidity. Now arrange these coins in a triangle pattern before you. This formation represents the 3 flows of abundance: receiving, preserving, and sharing. Each morning, as the world awakens, sit before your coins and slowly rotate each one clockwise while speaking words of gratitude for wealth received, wealth preserved, and wealth shared. Touch each coin to your forehead, acknowledging the wisdom that guides your financial decisions. Then touch them to your heart, connecting with the joy of abundance. Finally, hold them to your solar plexus, where manifestation energy resides. Complete your ritual by placing these coins in a special vessel, perhaps a wooden box or silk pouch, which you keep in a sacred space. This daily practice, performed with unwavering dedication, will align you with the ancient currents of prosperity that flow through all existence. Part 2. Deepening Financial Mastery. Chapter 11. Mastering Money with Mindfulness. In a distant mountain monastery, a young monk named Shen spent his days tending to the temple gardens. While other monks sought enlightenment through ancient texts, Shen practiced complete presence in each moment, giving his full attention to every leaf he swept and every stone he placed. One autumn morning, as Shen mindfully arranged fallen leaves, his heightened awareness led his eyes to an unusual glint beneath an old maple tree. There, partially buried in soil accumulated over centuries, lay an ornate box containing precious gems, a forgotten offering from a wealthy merchant generations ago. The other monks had passed this spot countless times, yet only Shen's cultivated presence revealed what had always been there. You see wealth surround you in every moment, waiting to be discovered through the lens of mindful awareness. Like Shen, your path to abundance begins with the simple yet powerful practice of complete presence. This truth manifested in the life of Thomas, a finance executive who lost millions in hasty investments driven by fear and impulse. In his darkest hour, he encountered the practice of mindfulness. Each morning before markets opened, Thomas would sit in silence, observing his thoughts and emotions about money without judgment. This practice gradually transformed his relationship with wealth. As his awareness deepened, Thomas noticed how fear clouded his financial decisions. He recognized patterns of reactive investing and began responding to market changes with clarity rather than anxiety. Within 2 years, he not only recovered his losses but discovered opportunities his previous scattered attention had missed. The universal mind whispers wisdom in every moment. Through mindfulness, you attune yourself to this guidance, accessing an infinite wellspring of abundance. Your wealth grows not through frantic action, but through the power of present awareness. To begin this practice, find a quiet space where you can sit undisturbed. Close your eyes and bring your attention to your breath. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest. As thoughts about money arise, concerns, desires, or plans, observe them without attachment, like clouds passing through a vast sky. Now place a coin in your palm. Feel its weight, temperature, and texture. Let this physical connection to currency anchor you in the present moment. Observe any emotions or thoughts that surface about money, watching them arise and dissolve without becoming entangled in their stories. Expand your awareness to include the abundance that surrounds you in this very moment. The air you breathe, the ground that supports you, the infinite possibilities that exist in the eternal now. Rest in this space of conscious connection with wealth's ever-present flow. This practice, maintained daily, will transform your relationship with money, revealing the treasures that have always been within your reach. Like Shen and Thomas, you will discover that true wealth emerges not from chasing tomorrow's promises, but from fully inhabiting this present moment. Chapter 12. Quantum Wealth. In the scrolls of an ancient civilization, there lived a scholar named Kairos, who understood the invisible threads that wove together all of existence. Within his humble dwelling, adorned with crystals and sacred geometrical patterns, he spent countless hours studying the dance of particles that compose the physical world. Through deep meditation and observation, Kairos discovered that his thoughts could influence the very fabric of reality. He noticed that when he focused his mind with unwavering intensity on the transformation of base metals into gold, the atomic structure of matter began to shift before his eyes. The ancient texts speak of how he manifested chambers of gold through his understanding that consciousness shapes the material world. This wisdom echoes through time to illuminate a fundamental truth. Your thoughts operate at a quantum level, influencing the very particles that construct your reality. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, responds to the frequency of your consciousness, materializing the wealth you envision with crystal clarity. Dr. Sarah Chen, a brilliant quantum physicist at a prestigious research institution, found herself facing devastating financial ruin after a series of unfortunate investments. In her darkest hour, she remembered her research on quantum entanglement, how particles separated by vast distances could instantly influence one another. This led to a profound realization. Her thoughts were entangled with the infinite field of possibilities that govern material wealth. Each morning, Dr. Chen began aligning her consciousness with the quantum field of abundance. She understood that observation affects reality at the smallest scale, and therefore focused her attention on the reality she wished to manifest. Within months, her innovative research attracted unprecedented funding, and her financial situation transformed completely. The universal mind operates through quantum principles, responding to the observer, you. Your consciousness interacts with the field of infinite possibilities, collapsing probability waves into the physical manifestation of wealth. This is not metaphor, but the very science of creation itself. To harness this quantum power of manifestation, settle into a space of deep stillness. Visualize yourself surrounded by an infinite field of golden light. This is the quantum field of all possibility. Feel your consciousness expanding to merge with this field, understanding that you are both the observer and the creator. Now see the particles of wealth and abundance swirling around you like countless points of light. Watch as they begin to coalesce into the specific forms of wealth you desire. Feel the reality of these manifestations at the quantum level, knowing that observation itself brings these possibilities into physical form. Allow your consciousness to resonate with the frequency of wealth at this quantum level. Experience the certainty that just as particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously, you already exist in a state of abundance. Your observation of this state makes it your dominant reality. This practice, performed with unwavering focus, aligns your consciousness with the quantum field of infinite wealth, transforming possibility into material abundance through the power of your divine observation. Chapter 13. The Wealth of Giving. In a distant realm, there lived a king named Armon, whose heart was as vast as his kingdom. While other rulers hoarded their gold in sealed vaults, Armon understood a deeper truth, that wealth, like water, must flow to nourish all it touches. Each season, he opened his treasury, sharing his abundance with his people. He built schools, hospitals, and gardens open to all. The more he gave, the more his kingdom flourished, until it became known as the Land of Golden Hearts. You see, Armand had discovered one of the universe's most powerful secrets. Generosity creates an endless cycle of abundance. As his wealth flowed outward, it returned multiplied, like seeds scattered on fertile soil. His kingdom became a magnet for merchants, artisans, and wisdom seekers, each adding to its prosperity. The universe operates through this eternal law of circulation. When you grasp this truth, you understand that wealth is not meant to be trapped and held, but to flow freely like a mighty river. Every act of genuine giving creates a vacuum that the universe must fill with greater abundance. This timeless wisdom manifests in our present age through individuals like Marcus Turner, a small business owner who transformed his struggling enterprise into an empire of abundance. During his darkest financial hour, Marcus made an extraordinary choice. He began donating a portion of his meager profits to local children's education programs. At first, this decision seemed to defy logic. Yet, as Marcus continued this practice, unexpected opportunities emerged. New clients appeared, strategic partnerships formed, and his reputation grew. The more he gave, the more his business expanded, until his company became known not just for its success, but for its positive impact on the community. The spiritual law at work here is clear. Giving opens channels through which abundance can flow. When you release your grip on wealth with trust and compassion, you align yourself with the universe's natural state of unlimited abundance. Your generosity becomes a declaration to the universe that you trust in its infinite supply. This ancient practice invites you to participate in the sacred cycle of giving and receiving. Begin by contemplating how you might share your current resources, whether they be material, emotional, or spiritual. Record your thoughts and intentions in a journal dedicated to this purpose. Each day, document one act of giving, however small, and observe how it affects both the recipient and yourself. Notice the subtle ways the universe responds to your generosity. Track the unexpected blessings that begin to appear in your life. Create a detailed plan for systematic giving that aligns with your values and vision. Include specific actions, amounts, or services you will share, and set clear intentions for how this giving will contribute to both others' well-being and your own abundance. Through this practice, you join the timeless lineage of those who have discovered that true wealth multiplies when shared, and that giving is not a loss, but an investment in the infinite abundance of the universe. Chapter 14. Wealth in the Digital Age. In the ancient silk routes of the East lived a merchant named Kai, whose caravans had traveled the same paths for generations. When new sea routes emerged and traditional trading posts fell silent, many merchants faltered. But Kai possessed wisdom passed down through ages. The universe rewards those who flow with its changes rather than resist them. Instead of clinging to old ways, Kai studied the movements of ships, learning their patterns and adapting his routes. He transformed his business, establishing new connections between land and sea. His fortune grew not despite the change, but because of his willingness to embrace it. The universe speaks to you now through digital waves rather than trade winds. Just as Kai recognized the shifting tides of commerce, you must understand that the eternal laws of abundance have not changed, only their vessels of expression have evolved. In this age of digital transformation, the law of attraction manifests through new channels. Your thoughts still create reality, but they now flow through networks of light and information. The same force that guided merchants to prosperity now guides digital pioneers to abundance. This truth revealed itself to Sarah Chen, who began with nothing but understanding of this principle. While others resisted technological change, she recognized it as the universe's new language of abundance. She started small, learning about digital currencies and online platforms. Each day she aligned her energy with the flow of digital abundance, visualizing success in this new frontier. Through unwavering focus and alignment with these universal principles, Sarah built a digital empire. Her success came not from chasing technology, but from recognizing it as a modern channel for timeless laws of manifestation. She understood that cryptocurrency, social media, and digital platforms were simply new expressions of ancient principles of exchange and value creation. The universe calls you to adapt your practice of these eternal laws. Begin by creating your digital sanctuary of abundance. Select platforms and tools that resonate with your energy. Establish digital habits that align with the universal flow of prosperity. Set aside time each day to attune yourself to this new frequency of abundance. Create digital vision boards, set up automated investment systems, and cultivate online communities that share your abundance mindset. Let your devices become instruments of manifestation, channels through which universal prosperity flows. Remember that these tools are merely modern expressions of timeless principles. Whether through ancient caravans or digital networks, the law of attraction remains constant. Your power lies not in the tools themselves, but in your ability to align with the eternal flow of abundance through them. In your sacred practice, dedicate time to understanding and implementing digital wealth-building tools. Begin with simple steps. Set up a digital wallet, create automated saving systems, and establish online investment accounts. Learn to see these not as mere technology, but as modern channels for manifesting abundance. Chapter 15. Overcoming Financial Plateaus. In a remote mountain village nestled between ancient peaks, the people of Vale lived in perpetual scarcity. Generation after generation accepted their lot, believing prosperity was beyond their reach. Until one day, while renovating the village's oldest temple, Marcus, the temple keeper, discovered a weathered manuscript hidden within its walls. The manuscript spoke of a universal truth. Stagnation exists only in the mind. Just as water must flow to remain pure, wealth must circulate to grow. The villagers learned that their acceptance of scarcity had created an energetic dam, blocking the natural flow of abundance. You too may find yourself trapped in patterns of financial stagnation, believing that your current level of prosperity represents your ultimate potential. Yet the universe knows no limits, recognizing only the boundaries you create in your thoughts. The manuscript revealed that breaking through requires 3 elements: recognition of the pattern, dissolution of limiting beliefs, and alignment with the energy of growth. The villagers began implementing these teachings, transforming their marketplace into a hub of innovation and exchange. They replaced thoughts of never enough with visions of endless possibility. This wisdom found its echo in the modern world through the story of Horizon Technologies. For 5 years, their revenue remained unchanged, despite every conventional effort to grow. Then their CEO, Isabella Martinez, discovered these ancient principles of breaking stagnation. Isabella recognized that her team had unconsciously accepted their plateau as their peak. She guided them through a transformation of thought, replacing "we've reached our limit" with "we're just beginning." They aligned their actions with this new energy of possibility. Within months, Horizon Technologies shattered their revenue ceiling. Their breakthrough came not from pushing harder against their limits, but from dissolving the mental constructs that created those limits. The universal law remains constant. Stagnation dissolves when you align with the energy of infinite growth. Your financial reality reflects your deepest beliefs about what's possible. By transforming these beliefs, you transform your reality. To break through your own financial plateau, begin with the ancient practice of energy alignment. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and visualize your current financial situation as a pool of water. Notice where the flow has become stagnant. Now imagine this pool connecting to an infinite ocean of abundance. Feel the stagnant waters beginning to move, merging with this limitless source. Write down every belief that suggests limits to your prosperity. Transform each one into a statement of infinite possibility. Where you wrote, "I can't earn more than this," write, "My capacity for wealth expands infinitely." Create new pathways for abundance by releasing old patterns of thought. Carry this practice forward by taking one action each day that challenges your perceived financial limits. The universe responds not to what you want, but to what you believe is possible. As you dissolve the boundaries in your mind, you dissolve them in your reality. Chapter 16, Manifesting Through Dream Work. In the ancient scrolls of the East, there lies a tale of Kai, a humble craftsman who struggled to make ends meet. Each night, as he drifted into slumber, he found himself transported to a realm of shimmering golden light where a wise elder awaited. In this mystical dreamscape, the elder revealed that wealth flows not from the physical world alone, but from the depths of our dreaming consciousness. You possess this same gateway to abundance within your nightly dreams. Just as Kai discovered, your dreams serve as bridges between your conscious desires and the infinite wisdom of the universe. Within this sacred space, your soul speaks in symbols and metaphors, revealing pathways to prosperity that your waking mind may never perceive. The elder taught Kai that dreams are not mere fantasies, but messages from the universal mind. Each symbol, each emotion, each scenario contains guidance for manifesting abundance in the physical realm. Through his dreams, Kai learned to recognize opportunities that had always surrounded him, leading him to establish a thriving enterprise that transformed his village. This ancient wisdom found its echo in the life of Sarah Chen, a modern-day accountant who felt trapped in her corporate position. Each night, her dreams filled with images of gardens and seeds. At first, she dismissed these visions as meaningless until she began recording them in detail. As Sarah studied her dream patterns, she noticed recurring symbols of growth and nurturing. These dreams revealed her true calling, helping small businesses flourish. Following this guidance, she established a consulting firm specializing in startup growth strategies. Her success emerged not from external planning, but from heeding the wisdom of her dreams. Your dreams hold similar treasures waiting to be discovered. They speak in the language of your soul, offering insights into blocks that limit your prosperity and illuminating paths to abundance you may never have considered. By learning to decode these nighttime messages, you access a wellspring of financial wisdom that transcends ordinary consciousness. To harness this power, embrace the ancient practice of dream interpretation for abundance. Each night, place a journal beside your bed. Upon waking, record every detail you remember, particularly noting symbols of wealth, growth, or limitation. Pay special attention to emotions felt during the dream, as they often reveal your true relationship with abundance. Study recurring patterns in your dreams. Symbols of locked doors may indicate blocked opportunities, while flowing water might suggest channels of prosperity waiting to be opened. Allow your intuition to guide your interpretation, understanding that your dreams speak in deeply personal symbols. Before sleep, hold in your mind a specific financial question or challenge. The universe often responds through dream guidance, offering solutions that bypass your conscious limitations. Trust that each dream, no matter how seemingly insignificant, contains seeds of prosperity waiting to bloom in your waking life. Chapter 17. Synchronistic Networking. In the rolling hills of an ancient kingdom, there lived a minstrel named Thaddeus, who carried only his lute and the clothes on his back. Each morning, he would follow the direction his heart pulled him, letting the wind guide his steps. Though he had no wealth to speak of, he possessed something far more valuable: the ability to recognize the subtle whispers of the universe. You, like Thaddeus, stand at the threshold of infinite possibilities, where each encounter holds the seed of future prosperity. As Thaddeus wandered, he noticed that whenever he played certain melodies, doors would mysteriously open. A merchant would pause to listen and invite him to perform at a feast. A noble would hear his song floating through a garden and summon him to court. Through these seemingly random encounters, Thaddeus found himself performing in the grandest halls of the kingdom, his simple lute strings weaving networks of golden opportunity. He understood a truth that echoes through the ages. Wealth flows through the channels of human connection, guided by the invisible hand of synchronicity. This timeless wisdom manifests in the modern tale of Maya Richardson, who launched her technology venture from a chance conversation at a coffee shop. While working on her laptop, she overheard a stranger discussing a problem her software could solve. Instead of dismissing this as coincidence, she recognized it as the universe's gentle nudge. That single interaction led to a chain of introductions, each perfectly timed, each person holding a piece of her success puzzle. Within months, Maya's network expanded exponentially, not through forceful networking, but through following the natural flow of synchronistic encounters. The universe speaks through such moments of alignment. When you attune yourself to its rhythm, you notice patterns in seemingly random meetings. A business card handed to you at precisely the right moment. A conversation overheard that answers a question you've been pondering. These are not mere coincidences, but divine orchestrations guiding you toward abundance. To harness this ancient principle, begin each day with the sacred practice of synchronistic awareness. Before leaving your dwelling, quiet your mind and declare your openness to divine guidance in your connections. As you move through your day, remain alert to subtle signs, repeated names, unexpected introductions, or conversations that resonate deeply with your path. When these moments arise, treat them with reverence. Like Thaddeus with his lute, or Maya in her coffee shop encounter, recognize that each interaction carries the potential for transformation. Keep a small journal to record these synchronistic meetings, noting the feelings and intuitions that accompany them. Practice the art of graceful follow-up, understanding that timing plays a crucial role in the unfolding of opportunities. When you sense a connection is divinely guided, nurture it with authentic attention. Send a message of gratitude, share a resource that might benefit them, or simply acknowledge the meaning of your encounter. Through this practice, you weave your own web of prosperity, guided by the invisible threads of universal wisdom. Your network becomes not a calculated construction, but a living, breathing ecosystem of abundance, each connection precisely placed by the grand design of the universe. Chapter 18. Leveraging Universal Timing. In the fertile valleys of an ancient land lived a farmer named Elias, who understood the sacred dance between earth and sky. Unlike other farmers who planted their crops by habit or tradition, Elias studied the celestial rhythms above. He watched how the moon waxed and waned, noting how plants responded differently to each phase. He observed the positions of wandering stars, which the ancients called planets, and aligned his agricultural activities with their movements. When others rushed to plant during the conventional season, Elias waited patiently for the precise moment when Jupiter, the planet of expansion and abundance, formed a harmonious angle with Saturn, the cosmic timekeeper. On that auspicious morning, as dawn's first light touched his fields, he began sowing his seeds. Throughout the growing season, he tended his crops in rhythm with the celestial cycles, pruning during the waning moon, harvesting as Venus blessed the morning sky. As autumn arrived, while other farmers reaped modest yields, Elias's fields produced a harvest so abundant it seemed touched by divine grace. His granaries overflowed, and his wealth multiplied threefold. You see this same wisdom reflected in the story of Thomas Chen, a modern investment analyst who discovered these ancient principles while studying historical market cycles. He noticed how financial markets followed patterns similar to natural rhythms. Instead of merely analyzing technical indicators, Thomas began incorporating lunar phases and planetary cycles into his investment strategy. He observed how new ventures launched during Mercury retrograde often faced communications challenges and delays. He noted that major market shifts frequently aligned with significant planetary aspects. Using this knowledge, Thomas began timing his investment decisions according to these cosmic rhythms. When others panicked during a market downturn, Thomas remained calm, knowing the celestial patterns indicated a forthcoming shift. He waited until Jupiter formed an auspicious angle with Pluto, signifying transformation and wealth, before making his most significant investments. Within 18 months, his portfolio had grown exponentially, validating the timeless wisdom of celestial timing. These ancient truths now beckon you to explore the profound connection between cosmic cycles and financial flow. To begin working with these energies, establish a practice of cosmic alignment. Each morning, take note of the moon's phase and position. During the waxing moon, focus on initiatives that grow wealth, making investments, launching projects, or seeking new opportunities. As the moon wanes, turn your attention to reviewing, restructuring, and releasing investments that no longer serve your highest good. Create a sacred space where you can observe the night sky, connecting with the same celestial wisdom that guided Elias and Thomas. Keep a journal of celestial events and their correlation with your financial activities. Notice how different planetary energies influence various aspects of wealth creation. Mars for initiative, Venus for value, Jupiter for expansion. The universe's cosmic clock ticks in perfect harmony with the flow of abundance. By aligning your financial actions with these celestial rhythms, you tap into a power that has guided prosperity seekers throughout the ages. Chapter 19. The Alchemy of Money. In the shadowed chambers of an ancient monastery, an alchemist named Thaddeus toiled in solitude. Before him lay common metals, copper, tin, and lead. While others saw these as mere base materials, Thaddeus perceived their hidden potential. Through his understanding of the universal laws of transformation, he knew that within each substance dwelled the essence of gold. Night after night he applied sacred processes, not merely mixing metals, but infusing them with the energy of transformation. His secret lay not in the physical materials, but in his ability to see beyond their apparent nature. Through careful preparation and patient dedication, he gradually transmuted these common metals into pure gold. You possess this same alchemical power within your own sphere of influence. Just as Thaddeus saw beyond the surface of base metals, you too can perceive the hidden value in everyday opportunities. Consider Marcus, who walked through a neglected neighborhood on the outskirts of his city. Where others saw only abandoned buildings and empty lots, he recognized untapped potential. Like an alchemist of space, he understood that transformation requires vision, patience, and the courage to see what others cannot. Over 3 years, Marcus carefully acquired these properties one by one. He worked with local artists to create murals, collaborated with community leaders to establish gardens, and renovated historic structures while preserving their character. What once stood as symbols of decay transformed into a vibrant community hub, attracting new businesses and residents. The value of his investment multiplied tenfold, not through manipulation, but through genuine transformation. The universe constantly presents opportunities for such transmutation, yet many pass by these golden chances, seeing only the surface appearance of things. The true art of financial alchemy lies in recognizing the inherent value waiting to be unleashed. To begin your practice of financial alchemy, you must first attune yourself to seeing beyond surface appearances. Each evening, sit in quietude with a common object before you. It might be a simple stone, a piece of paper, or even a coin. Look beyond its obvious form and purpose. What potential lies dormant within it? What value could emerge through transformation? Next, extend this practice to your immediate environment. Survey your possessions, skills, and relationships. Within each exists untapped potential, waiting for the touch of your alchemical awareness. Write down 3 items or aspects of your life that appear ordinary but hold hidden value. For each, envision 3 ways they could be transformed into something of greater worth. Finally, create your own book of transmutation. In it, record opportunities you encountered daily that others might overlook. Detail your vision for their transformation and the steps required to unlock their potential. Like Thaddeus with his metals and Marcus with his properties, you will develop the eye of an alchemist, seeing gold where others see only base materials. Chapter 20. Protective Practices. In a mountain village long ago lived Akira, a sage whose wisdom extended beyond mere knowledge to the subtle arts of protection. The villagers noticed that while neighboring settlements often faced financial hardships, their own wealth remained stable and growing. Unknown to most, Akira performed ancient rituals at dawn, inscribing sacred geometrical patterns around the village's treasury and marketplace. These symbols, drawn with sanctified chalk and blessed water, created an invisible shield against misfortune. Yet Akira's true power lay not in the symbols themselves, but in his understanding of the universal laws that govern the flow and protection of wealth. You too can access these timeless principles of wealth protection. Like the geometric patterns Akira drew, your thoughts and actions create energetic boundaries around your prosperity. These invisible walls, when properly maintained, shield your abundance from dissipation. Sarah Chen, CEO of a thriving technology company, discovered these principles during a period of market volatility. While competitors faced devastating losses, she implemented what she called her prosperity protection protocol. Each morning before markets opened, she performed a ritual of energetic clearing in her office. She visualized a golden shield of light surrounding her company's assets and affirmed their protection. Beyond these spiritual practices, she maintained practical safeguards, diversifying investments, maintaining healthy cash reserves, and following her intuition about business decisions. During the economic downturn of 2020, when similar companies faltered, Sarah's business remained resilient. She attributed this stability not just to sound business practices, but to her daily ritual of protection. Like Akira's symbols, her practices created an energetic barrier that helped deflect financial turbulence. The universe responds to clear intentions and consistent practices. To protect your wealth, you must first acknowledge that protection is as vital as acquisition. Begin each day by creating a sacred space for your financial energy. Sit in quietude, facing east as the sun rises. Place your hands over your heart and visualize a sphere of golden light expanding outward, encompassing all your assets, physical, digital, and spiritual. Speak these words with conviction. My wealth is divinely protected. All my assets are shielded from loss and diminishment. I am a wise steward of abundance, and my prosperity grows in perfect security. Draw a circle of protection around your financial documents, whether physical or digital. Before making significant financial decisions, pause to align with your inner guidance. Like Sarah, maintain both spiritual and practical boundaries around your wealth. Remember Akira's wisdom. True protection comes not from the external symbols, but from the power of aligned intention and consistent practice. Your wealth deserves this sacred attention, this daily renewal of protective energy. Part 3. Transcending Material Abundance. Chapter 21. The Philosophy of Prosperity. In a secluded valley among ancient peaks lived a wise elder named Kai. The villagers measured their worth in gold and silver, constantly pursuing more, yet finding less satisfaction with each coin added to their coffers. Kai observed their struggles with compassion, knowing they had forgotten an essential truth passed down through generations. One harvest season, as the villagers complained of insufficient yields despite their overflowing granaries, Kai gathered them beneath the elder tree. He placed 3 items before them: a gold coin, a flowering plant, and a simple wooden flute. "Which represents true prosperity?" he asked. The villagers pointed to the coin, but Kai smiled and shook his head. "Prosperity," he taught, "flows like the mountain streams that nourish our valley. It touches all aspects of life, bringing growth wherever it flows." He demonstrated how the coin alone brought temporary satisfaction, while the plant represented continuous growth and sustenance, and the flute symbolized the joy that makes life worth living. You see, prosperity exists as a complete symphony of abundance, not merely a single note of financial gain. It manifests in the richness of your relationships, the depth of your peace, and the breadth of your impact on others. Michael Torres, CEO of a global corporation, discovered this truth during a transformative period. His company boasted impressive profits, yet employee turnover was high, and community relations were strained. One morning, studying his company's success metrics, he realized they measured everything except what truly mattered. Inspired by ancient wisdom, he implemented what he called the Prosperity Circle, a new measure of success that valued employee well-being, community impact, and sustainable practices alongside financial growth. Initially, shareholders questioned his approach. However, as employees became more engaged, innovation flourished, and community support strengthened, the company experienced unprecedented growth, not just in profits, but in its capacity to create positive change. The universe responds to this expanded understanding of prosperity. When you align your energy with this fuller spectrum of abundance, you activate a more powerful manifestation field. True prosperity arrives when you recognize that wealth serves as one instrument in life's greater orchestra. To embrace this wisdom, create a sacred moment each morning for the prosperity integration practice. Find a quiet space where you can connect with your inner truth. Close your eyes and place your hands over your heart center. Breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to expand beyond monetary concerns to encompass all forms of abundance in your life. Speak this ancient invocation. I open myself to the full spectrum of prosperity. As I receive abundance in all its forms, I become a channel through which prosperity flows to others. My wealth grows in harmony with my spiritual growth. My relationships deepen, and my impact expands. I am prosperous in all ways. Then mindfully touch 3 objects representing different aspects of prosperity in your life. Perhaps a coin, material wealth, a family photo, relational wealth, and something that brings you joy, spiritual wealth. Feel gratitude for each form of abundance already present in your life. Chapter 22. Mastering Money Manifestations. In the mist-shrouded mountains of an ancient kingdom, there lived a magician named Zephyr who had unlocked the deepest mysteries of manifestation. Unlike common conjurers who created mere illusions, Zephyr understood the sacred art of transmuting pure thought into physical form. Through years of devoted practice, Zephyr discovered that manifestation operated through 3 pillars: absolute clarity of intention, unwavering faith in the unseen, and precise alignment of energy. When these forces merged, he could materialize gold coins in his open palm, each bearing the distinct markings of the royal mint. You hold within you this same power of manifestation, though it may lie dormant beneath layers of doubt and conditioning. The secret lies not in forcing reality to bend to your will, but in aligning yourself with the natural laws of creation that govern all things. Consider the story of Sarah Chen, a modern-day tech entrepreneur. After studying ancient manifestation texts, she developed what she called the Trinity Method, combining crystal-clear visualization, energetic alignment, and decisive action. Before launching each venture, she would enter a state of deep meditation, seeing her success with such vividity that she could taste it. Rather than merely hoping for success, Sarah learned to embody the energy of achievement before any physical evidence appeared. She aligned her thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality she intended to create. Within 3 years, she had launched 5 successful companies, each manifesting with greater ease than the last. The universe responds to this level of energetic mastery. When you learn to hold the frequency of your desired outcome with unwavering focus, physical reality must reshape itself to match your internal landscape. To access this power, practice the ancient ritual of manifestation. Find solitude in a sacred space. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, grounding yourself firmly to the earth. Raise your hands before you, palms facing upward, creating a vessel to receive abundance. Close your eyes and visualize golden light streaming from the cosmos into your palms. Feel the weight and warmth of this light as it materializes into your desired form of abundance. Speak the words. Through divine law, I call forth abundance. As above, so below, as within, so without. What I hold in mind manifests in kind. Draw your hands to your heart, sealing this intention within your being. Then extend your arms outward, releasing your vision to the universe while maintaining absolute certainty in its manifestation. Complete this ritual at sunrise when the veil between thought and form is thinnest. Chapter 23. The Quantum Leap in Wealth. In a secluded laboratory nestled among snow-capped peaks, Dr. Marcus Thorne made a discovery that would transform humanity's understanding of wealth creation. While studying quantum entanglement, he observed that particles separated by vast distances could instantly affect one another, defying conventional laws of physics. Through meticulous experimentation, Dr. Thorne realized this principle extended beyond subatomic particles. It governed the very fabric of abundance itself. His breakthrough revealed that financial circumstances could shift as rapidly as quantum states, requiring only the right observer effect to collapse infinite possibilities into tangible reality. You stand now at the threshold of this same quantum understanding. The universe operates not as a linear progression, but as a field of infinite potential, waiting to be collapsed into your chosen reality through conscious observation and expectation. The quantum nature of wealth reveals itself through sudden, discontinuous leaps rather than gradual accumulation. Just as electrons jump between energy states without traversing the space between, your financial reality can transform in quantum jumps when you master these universal principles. Consider the tale of Isabel Torres, a struggling inventor working from her garage. Her solar energy device had faced countless setbacks until she began applying quantum principles to her creative process. Instead of seeing her progress as linear, she embraced the possibility of instantaneous breakthrough. Each morning, Isabel would enter her laboratory with the certainty that today could bring the quantum leap. She understood that observation shapes reality at the quantum level, so she maintained unwavering focus on her desired outcome. One morning, the breakthrough came, not through incremental improvement, but as a complete paradigm shift that revolutionized her design. The universe operates through these quantum principles. Your financial reality exists in a state of superposition, containing all possibilities until collapse through conscious observation. By maintaining the frequency of abundance, you initiate quantum jumps in your prosperity. To harness these quantum forces, practice the quantum manifestation field exercise. Sit in perfect stillness and imagine yourself surrounded by a sphere of pure potential. Within this field, all financial possibilities exist simultaneously. Focus your attention on your desired reality with such intensity that all other possibilities fade from your awareness. Feel the quantum field responding to your observation, collapsing infinite potential into your chosen outcome. Speak these words with absolute authority. I collapse all quantum possibilities into perfect abundance. Through the observer effect, I manifest immediate financial breakthrough. As I witness wealth, wealth manifests. Chapter 24. Eternal Abundance. In the midst of time, beyond the veil of recorded history, there existed a city known as Eternalia. Unlike other great civilizations that rose and fell, Eternalia maintained its splendor through countless generations. Its secret lay not in gold-filled vaults or military might, but in its citizens' profound understanding of the eternal flow of abundance. The people of Eternalia recognized that wealth, like water, must flow continuously. They built their entire society around sacred fountains that never ran dry, symbolizing the endless stream of universal prosperity. Each citizen learned from birth to attune themselves to this eternal current, understanding that abundance was not a finite resource to be hoarded, but an infinite flow to be channeled. You see, the universe operates in perfect cycles of abundance, much like the seasons that eternally transition from one to the next. In Eternalia, this wisdom manifested in their approach to wealth creation. They never feared scarcity because they understood the immortal nature of abundance itself. In the valleys of modern-day Greenbrook, a community discovered this ancient truth through necessity. After devastating floods destroyed their economic foundation, the residents faced a choice: rebuild using old patterns or seek deeper wisdom. An elder remembered stories of Eternalia and proposed aligning their reconstruction with universal cycles of abundance. They began by observing nature's patterns: how rivers flow continuously, how trees produce fruit season after season without exhaustion. The community restructured their economy to mirror these natural cycles. They created systems of exchange that emphasized flow rather than accumulation, sharing rather than hoarding. Within 3 years, Greenbrook transformed from a disaster zone into a model of sustainable prosperity. Their markets thrived not through aggressive competition, but through harmonious circulation of resources. Each business success fed into another, creating an unbroken chain of abundance that lifted all participants. The eternal nature of abundance reveals itself through these examples. When you align yourself with this infinite flow, you tap into a source that never depletes. This alignment requires shifting your perception from seeing wealth as a limited resource to recognizing it as an eternal force, constantly renewed through universal law. To embrace this eternal abundance, practice the infinite flow meditation. Find a quiet space and settle into a comfortable position. Visualize yourself seated beside an endless golden river of abundance. Watch how it flows ceaselessly, never diminishing, always renewing itself. Feel yourself becoming one with this eternal current. As you breathe deeply, affirm, "I am one with the eternal flow of abundance. As the universe is infinite, so too is my prosperity. I open myself to receive the never-ending stream of wealth that flows through all creation. Like the sacred fountains of Eternalia, abundance flows through me eternally." Allow this meditation to anchor you in the timeless truth that abundance is your natural state, as eternal as the universe itself. Chapter 25. The Wealth Frequency. In the hidden valleys of ancient Tibet, there lived a humble musician named Chen who played a simple wooden flute. One evening, as he practiced near an abandoned temple, his melody shifted into an unusual pattern. To his amazement, golden light began to shimmer in the air around him, and by morning, gleaming nuggets of gold had materialized at his feet. Through years of careful study, Chen discovered that wealth, like music, vibrates at specific frequencies. When you align yourself with these frequencies, abundance naturally flows into your life, just as a radio receiver picks up clear signals when properly tuned. This universal principle remains active today. You possess the innate ability to tune into these prosperity frequencies, adjusting your energy field to resonate with abundance. Think of yourself as an instrument that can be calibrated to the exact vibration of wealth. Sarah Matthews, a financial analyst in London, struggled to predict market trends until she encountered these ancient teachings. Instead of relying solely on charts and data, she began each morning by attuning herself to the wealth frequency through specific breathing patterns and sound meditation. Within months, her intuitive grasp of market movements became uncanny. Her colleagues marveled at her ability to anticipate shifts before they appeared in any reports. The key lies in understanding that wealth is not merely physical currency. It is energy moving at specific frequencies. Just as a radio must be precisely tuned to receive a clear broadcast, your consciousness must be aligned with the frequency of abundance to attract it into your life. To attune yourself to the wealth frequency, practice this ancient resonance technique. Sit in perfect stillness and create a soft humming sound at the back of your throat. Gradually adjust the pitch until you feel a gentle vibration in your chest. This is your body's natural wealth resonance point. Maintain this tone for 7 minutes while visualizing golden light surrounding you. Feel yourself becoming a living conductor of abundance. As you practice, remember that maintaining this frequency requires constant awareness. Like a skilled musician who must regularly tune their instrument, you must daily align yourself with the vibration of prosperity. Through this consistent attunement, you transform yourself into a natural attractor of wealth, drawing abundance as effortlessly as Chen's flute drew gold from the ethers. Close your eyes now and begin the practice. Let the ancient sounds of abundance flow through you, knowing that with each resonant moment, you align more perfectly with the eternal frequency of wealth. Chapter 26, The Millionaire's Mindset. In a small village nestled among ancient hills lived Marcus, a skilled potter whose creations were admired by all, yet his pockets remained empty. Each morning, he trudged to his workshop, crafting beautiful vessels while dwelling on his financial struggles. Until one day, an enigmatic wanderer purchased a simple bowl from him, paying with a curious piece of advice. Your hands shape clay, but your thoughts shape destiny. The wanderer shared a timeless secret, that wealth begins in the mind before manifesting in the material world. That very evening, Marcus began a transformation. Instead of counting his meager coins, he started envisioning himself as already wealthy. He walked differently, spoke differently, and most importantly, thought differently. When customers entered his shop, he no longer saw them as mere villagers, but as distinguished collectors. His pottery evolved from simple vessels to masterpieces worthy of palaces. Within months, word of his extraordinary works spread to distant cities. Merchants and nobles sought his creations, and his once humble workshop became a destination for collectors. Marcus had discovered that true wealth begins with the inner conviction of its reality. In our modern world, Anna Chen embodied this same principle. Starting with nothing but a small online jewelry store, she consciously adopted the mindset of a successful business owner. Rather than focusing on her limited resources, she envisioned her brand alongside luxury retailers. She studied how successful entrepreneurs thought, spoke, and made decisions. Each morning, before opening her laptop, she would sit in silence, allowing herself to feel the certainty of success. You see, wealth consciousness is not about pretending or wishful thinking. It is about aligning your inner world with the abundance that already exists in the universe. Just as a seed contains the blueprint of a mighty tree, your mind holds the blueprint of your financial destiny. To cultivate this millionaire's mindset, practice this ancient technique of mental alchemy. Each morning, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Now feel yourself surrounded by complete abundance. See yourself making confident financial decisions. Experience the sensation of wealth flowing naturally through your life. Let this feeling permeate every cell of your being. As you move through your day, carry yourself with the quiet dignity of someone who knows their worth. Make decisions not from a place of lack, but from a position of abundance. When opportunities arise, ask yourself, how would a wealthy person approach this situation? Let your actions flow from this elevated consciousness. Remember, you are not adopting these practices to become something you're not. Rather, you are awakening to who you truly are, a being naturally aligned with abundance. Like Marcus and Anna, you too possess the power to transform your financial reality through the mastery of your thoughts. Now prepare yourself for the wealth consciousness practice. Chapter 27, The Prosperity Plan. In the ancient kingdom of Lemuria, King Solomon the Wise inherited a realm beset by uncertainty. While the kingdom possessed abundant resources, its wealth flowed like water through cupped hands. The king, knowing the power of divine order, retreated to the sacred temple for 7 days. There, in communion with the universal mind, he received a vision of prosperity that would transform his realm. Upon emerging, he instituted what became known as the 7 Pillars of Abundance, a system that aligned spiritual principles with practical governance. Each pillar represented a fundamental truth: gratitude, service, wisdom, growth, harmony, stewardship, and legacy. Under this divine blueprint, the kingdom flourished beyond measure. The harvest grew more bountiful, the merchants prospered, and even the poorest citizens found paths to abundance. You see, the king understood that true prosperity flows not from chance, but from aligning oneself with the eternal laws of abundance. His plan succeeded because it honored both the material and spiritual aspects of wealth creation. In your modern world, this wisdom found new expression through the work of Grace Haven, a small charitable foundation. When Sarah Matthews became its director, the organization struggled to maintain its food assistance program in a single neighborhood. Like the wise king, she spent time in contemplation, seeking guidance from the universal mind. The insight she received led her to create what she called the Abundance Blueprint, a plan that integrated spiritual principles with practical action. Instead of focusing solely on fundraising, she first established a foundation of gratitude, expressing appreciation for every donation, no matter how small. She implemented regular meditation sessions for her team, helping them align with the energy of abundance. Most importantly, she taught them to see themselves not as struggling charity workers, but as channels through which universal abundance flowed to those in need. Within 2 years, Grace Haven expanded its services to 3 states, attracting major donors and establishing sustainable funding streams. Their success came not from aggressive fundraising tactics, but from their unwavering alignment with spiritual principles of abundance. These stories reveal a profound truth. Sustainable wealth creation requires more than mere strategy. It demands spiritual alignment. Just as King Solomon's prosperity plan transformed his kingdom and Grace Haven's blueprint expanded its impact, you too can create a plan that harmonizes with the universal laws of abundance. The ancient practice of prosperity planning beckons you now. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Light a candle if you wish, symbolizing the illumination of your path to abundance. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing your mind to settle into stillness. On clean parchment or paper, begin by writing your gratitude for all that you currently possess. Then, guided by your inner wisdom, outline your vision of prosperity across 7 areas: spiritual growth, service to others, personal development, financial abundance, relationships, health, and legacy. Chapter 28. Wealth Without Worry. In the mist-shrouded valleys of the ancient Himalayas lay a hidden settlement known as Synchronicity, where gold flowed as freely as the mountain streams. The people of this sacred place understood a truth that has eluded humanity for generations: the art of living in abundance without the shadows of fear or attachment. Within Synchronicity, wealth was viewed not as something to possess, but as energy flowing through their lives like breath through their bodies. The inhabitants created masterful works of art, traded precious gems, and lived in homes adorned with gold, yet they slept as peacefully as monks in meditation. Their secret lay not in how much they acquired, but in their profound understanding that abundance was their natural state. You see this same wisdom reflected in the story of Marcus and Elena Rivera, who discovered this truth in their modern lives. After decades of chasing wealth through high-pressure corporate careers, they found themselves wealthy but perpetually anxious about losing what they had accumulated. Their transformation began when they encountered an ancient manuscript describing the principles of Synchronicity. Applying these teachings, they learned to view their wealth as a river rather than a reservoir. They shifted their focus from protecting their assets to allowing abundance to flow through their lives. They established a foundation to channel portions of their wealth toward causes that touched their hearts, created passive income streams that required minimal attention, and most importantly, cultivated an unshakable inner peace about money. Within a year, something remarkable happened. Their investment returns actually improved, even as they spent less time worrying about them. Their relationships deepened as they released their attachment to financial outcomes. They discovered what the people of Synchronicity had always known: that true financial peace comes not from the amount you possess, but from your relationship with abundance itself. This ancient wisdom reveals a fundamental truth. Wealth without peace is merely golden chains. The state of abundance consciousness transcends the mere accumulation of riches. It is a spiritual attainment that allows you to live in harmony with prosperity. To access this state of being, the sacred practice of peaceful prosperity awaits you. Begin by finding a quiet space where you can remain undisturbed. Close your eyes and imagine yourself as a clear channel through which abundance flows. Picture your wealth as a river, not something to grasp or hold, but a force that naturally moves through your life. Feel the release of all tension around money, all fear of loss, all anxiety about the future. Chapter 29. Beyond Money. In the ancient city of Ithera there lived a philosopher named Thaddeus, who owned nothing but the simple robe on his back and a wooden bowl for his daily meal. Yet his eyes sparkled with joy, and his presence drew people from distant lands seeking his wisdom. When asked about his apparent poverty, Thaddeus would smile and pull from his robe not coins, but a collection of small items: a smooth stone from a sacred river, a pressed flower from a mountain peak, and a shell from a distant shore. These, he would say, are my treasures. Each holds a story, a lesson, an experience that has enriched my soul far beyond what gold could provide. Through your journey of manifestation, you must understand this timeless truth. Abundance flows in many forms, not all of which glitter in the sunlight. The universe's greatest gifts often come wrapped not in gold leaf but in moments of insight, connections of the heart, and the quiet joy of personal growth. Consider the tale of Isabella Chen, who built a technology empire worth billions. Her vaults overflowed with wealth, yet she felt hollow inside. One day, while visiting a children's hospital her company had funded, she witnessed something that transformed her understanding of wealth forever. A young patient, despite facing serious illness, radiated pure joy while teaching other children to make origami cranes. In that moment, Isabella realized that her greatest satisfaction came not from her financial achievements, but from the impact she could create in others' lives. She began dedicating her time to mentoring young entrepreneurs, not just with business advice, but with wisdom about finding fulfillment beyond profit margins. Her wealth became a tool for creating experiences and opportunities for others, and in doing so, she discovered a richness of spirit that no bank account could measure. The sacred practice of experiential wealth now beckons you to expand your understanding of abundance. Find a peaceful space and close your eyes. Bring to mind 3 experiences that have enriched your life. Perhaps a moment of connection with a loved one, an achievement that required personal growth, or an insight that changed your perspective forever. Feel the warmth and fulfillment these memories bring, acknowledging that these too are forms of wealth. Now take a deep breath and imagine your life as a vast tapestry. See how the golden threads of material abundance weave together with the silver strands of wisdom, the purple fibers of relationships, and the emerald lines of personal growth. Recognize that true wealth lies in the richness of this entire tapestry, not just in its golden elements. Finally, place your hand over your heart and speak these words: I am wealthy in experiences, rich in wisdom, and abundant in life's precious moments. My true wealth flows through all aspects of my being. Chapter 30. Your Wealth Legacy. In the golden age of the Silk Road, there lived a ruler named Malik, who understood that true wealth extended far beyond his own lifetime. As he aged, he gathered his advisors not to count his treasures, but to plant gardens, build schools, and establish trade routes that would nourish his kingdom for generations. Each morning, Malik would walk through his city, stopping to teach young merchants the principles of ethical trade, showing farmers sustainable methods of cultivation, and sharing wisdom with scholars who documented these teachings. A ruler's true worth, he would say, is measured not by the gold in his vaults, but by the prosperity that blooms long after his departure. You must understand that legacy creation transcends mere inheritance. It flows from the wisdom of establishing systems that nurture abundance through time, like a mighty river that continues to bring life to distant lands. Sarah Martinez embodies this principle in our modern world. After building a successful technology company, she recognized that her greatest contribution would not be the wealth she accumulated, but how she channeled it to create lasting change. She established a foundation that not only provided educational opportunities, but taught financial wisdom and spiritual principles of abundance to underserved communities. The universe operates through cycles of giving and receiving, and your legacy represents your eternal contribution to this cosmic flow. When you align your wealth with higher purpose, it multiplies through generations, touching lives in ways you may never witness. The ancient practice of legacy creation invites you to participate in this timeless tradition. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing at the summit of a mountain overlooking the vast expanse of time. See the golden threads of your wealth and wisdom extending into the future, weaving through countless lives. Take 3 deep breaths and speak these words. Through me flows the eternal river of abundance. I choose to direct this flow with wisdom, creating channels that will nourish generations to come. Now take your journal and write your legacy vision. Begin with, the seeds I plant today will grow into forests of abundance tomorrow. Let your hand move across the page without judgment, allowing the universe to guide your thoughts toward the highest expression of your wealth's purpose. Complete this practice by placing your hand over your heart and making this sacred commitment. I dedicate my abundance to the greater good, knowing that as it flows outward, it creates endless ripples of prosperity through time. Conclusion. Through these sacred pages, you have journeyed deep into the mysteries that govern abundance and prosperity. Like an ancient scroll unrolling before your eyes, each teaching has revealed another facet of the universal laws that shape reality. You now possess knowledge that has transformed lives throughout the ages. Yet, understand that these teachings are not mere stepping stones to be crossed and forgotten. They are living waters from which you must drink daily. The wisdom contained within these chapters flows like a mighty river, ever moving, ever fresh, offering new insights with each visitation. The practices you have learned, from the art of visualization to the mastery of energy alignment, are not tasks to be completed, but rather instruments in an eternal symphony of abundance. Each time you engage with these tools, you tune yourself more precisely to the frequency of universal prosperity. Think of the merchant who, having learned the trade routes, does not rest upon reaching his destination, but continues to explore new paths. So too must you approach these teachings with the spirit of eternal discovery. The universe perpetually unfolds new dimensions of abundance, waiting for those who remain alert and receptive. Your journey does not end with the closing of these pages. Indeed, it has only begun. The seeds of prosperity planted in your consciousness will continue to grow, revealing deeper truths as you tend to them with dedication and patience. Like the ancient alchemists who understood that transformation is an ongoing process, you too will find that each application of these principles brings new understanding. The power to shape your reality has always resided within you. These teachings have simply awakened what was dormant, illuminated what was hidden. As you continue to practice these sacred principles, You will find yourself naturally attuned to opportunities that once seemed invisible, aware of synchronicities that previously passed unnoticed. Remember that true mastery comes not from memorizing techniques, but from embodying the essence of these eternal laws. Let them infuse your being until they become as natural as breathing. The universe responds not to what you do occasionally, but to what you become permanently. You stand now at the threshold of a new chapter in your life, armed with wisdom that has guided seekers throughout the ages. The path before you leads to heights of prosperity that align with your highest purpose. Walk this path with confidence, knowing that these principles have withstood the test of time and will continue to serve as your compass through all seasons of life. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.